Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and in today's video, I want to highlight 6 upcoming PC games that are coming out very soon that you really need to know about. These games are going a little bit under the radar, so I thought, hey, let's make a video. Let's get these games in attention. If you guys aren't going to pick them up right away, and I imagine a lot of you guys won't because you guys are a little bit frugal, you are the patient gamer types, add them to your wishlist, and maybe down the line pick them up when they do see a deeper discount. A couple of these titles I'm definitely excited for, and I might even be picking up 1 or 2 of them on day 1. With that being said, let's go over these games, and first up we have Daemon Ex Machina. This is something that I am very excited for. Kind of got announced out of nowhere for a PC release. It came out as a Nintendo Switch exclusive last year, but it'll have you pilot your fully customizable arsenal mech and join your fellow mercenaries in defending humanity from the corrupted machines and gigantic robots in a post-apocalyptic action game. Now, obviously, this is a mecha title, and we don't see a lot of quality mech games, especially on PC. Armored Core really isn't a thing. The Gundam games leave a lot to be desired. Daemon X Machina wasn't received incredibly well on PC. Rather, I should say Nintendo Switch, but its PC release, I'm hoping for something a little bit better, and it's not like this game got panned out of eternity. It got a 68 on Metacritic, and a lot of the reviews are really positive. 6th Axis gave it a 9 out of 10. I believe IGN was rather positive about the game. IGN Italy gave it an 8 out of 10, so take that for what you will. God is a Geek gave the game a 7.5 out of 10, so it definitely did get some good reviews, and if you're a fan of the mech archetype, I think this is a game that you're just gonna enjoy just naturally because you're a fan of that style of game. Soar across the battlefield and engage in frantic, high-stakes mech combat against corrupted machines and gargantuan colossal immortals. The game has a layer of customizability. Fully customize your arsenal mech with a variety of weapons and parts to extract your specifications, salvage defeated enemies for parts and weapons which you can use on the fly and on the battlefield, customize your player avatar with a variety of cosmetic options, go under the knife and receive extensive body modifications to learn new skills at the cost of your human appearance. Team up with players in online co-op mode to destroy bosses or take on exploration missions together to map immortal bases and unlock powerful gear. Battle other players in 1v1 or 2v2 versus mode and climb the leaderboard rankings to become the top mercenary. Daemon Ex Machina will be out February 13th. If you pre-order the title, you do have a 20% off discount, so that might be something to look at. $48 for the game, even with that 20% off discount, might be a little bit much, and you might want to wait for a sub $30 price point. For me, I've been itching for a high-quality mech game on PC for quite a while, so I might be picking this one up. Day 1, still haven't fully decided, but definitely one that I will be picking up at some point. Next up, we have Wasteland Remastered. Now, this should really be called Wasteland Remade because this is much more than a remaster. Look, I know what a remaster is, and I know what a remake is. This is a remake. The RPG classic rises from the nuclear ashes. Wasteland Remastered is an overhaul of the 1988 title that brought the post-apocalypse to video games. See where the Wasteland series began and experience the character and world the sequels are built on. So of course Wasteland is a franchise that's in the news these days, and the year is 2087 in Wasteland. Nearly a century after an all-out nuclear war turned vast swaths of the earth into a radioactive hellscape, you are a desert ranger, a band of stalwart lawmen who are the only hope left in what was once the American Southwest and good people's last defense against hunger, sickness, ravaging raiders, and mutants. Now something more secretive and sinister is menacing humanity, and it's your job to investigate, recruit help, and follow leads. The choices you make will shape the world around you. Choose wisely. Your life and the lives of those you're sworn to protect depend on it. Wasteland Remastered retains the spirit of the original game while updating visuals and audio. The original game's physical storybook is available in-game, fully illustrated with full voiceover, an expanded musical score from the Wasteland 1, the original classic release. Old bugs that have been around since Reagan was president have been fixed. Survive the apocalypse from the comfort of your couch with game controller support and quality of life improvements that make the post-apocalyptic a little bit friendlier. The game will be released at $14.99, which I think is a great price. You can buy the 30th anniversary bundle, which includes Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, Wasteland Remastered, and it actually lists Wasteland 2 Director's Cut twice, so I don't know what's up with that. But nonetheless, the main game of Wasteland Remastered will be $14.99, so that's definitely something to be on the lookout for, especially if you do like old school retro RPGs, but this is completely remade, has a modern look to it, so that's definitely good. Wasteland Remastered will be out on February 25th. Alright, next up, here's a game that's going really under the radar, and that is Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story. Noted to be an adventure cyberpunk RPG, a 2.5D horror game inspired by Clock Tower and Fatal Frame. If you guys don't know what those games are, they are some spooky horror titles, so being inspired by that is definitely something to note. Mixing cyberpunk with traditional Cantonese folklore with careful attention to pacing, atmosphere, and storytelling, Sense hopes to return the horror genre to its roots by celebrating visceral horror and the slow, fearful creep of the dread. Since it's a cyberpunk ghost story, and in 2083, Neo-Hong Kong, a young woman named Maylin Mok is dragged into a maelstrom of supernatural horror. As she peers deeper into the century-old mystery, May will be forced to question her perception of reality and her trust of her cybernetic eyes. Under the neon lights of a cyberpunk dystopia, the ruins of Chongsing Apartments hides a bloody mystery illuminated by both the traditions of Chinese folklore and the innovations of the industrial future. If there is any hope of escaping this nightmare, Maylin must explore this complex, piecing together the stories of 14 lost souls and discover the truth of her own family curse. A lot of elements to this game: interaction, dialogue, zooms, lore, ghosts, a Shinrei spot, death and failure, new game plus replayability. Looks like a rather interesting game that I think a lot of people would be all over. There is a free demo available right now, and it's noted to come early 2020. We don't have an official release window, but I imagine that it would be happening in the next month or so because it was labeled around the same area as a lot of these other games, but nonetheless, definitely a game to keep your eyes on. Next up, we have a very charming title in Luna the Shadow Dust. This is a casual adventure point-and-click title. Luna the Shadow Dust is a fully hand-animated point-and-click puzzle adventure brought to life through wordless storytelling, beautiful cinematics, and a breathtaking soundtrack. It's definitely got a fantastic art style. That's initially what captivated me to the game, and it's inspired by the adventure games of old. Luna the Shadow Dust is a moving tale of two playable companions drawn together in a hand-animated puzzle adventure featuring a breathtaking original soundtrack, and the 2D cinematics obviously look great. Behind the shadow of reality, an enchanted world awaits illumination. Experience the magical journey of a young boy and his companion as they solve puzzles and trace back the memories of old brought to life with visually stunning wordless cinematics. Enter the ancient tower that stands at the edge of the world and discover the hand-drawn cinematics, intricate puzzles, and haunting music of an indie gem. Traditional frame-by-frame character animation, 12 frames per second, 3 layers per frame, over 250 animations, and 20 minutes of cinematics. A nostalgic and time-consuming process, but really worth the challenge for a small indie team of 4. You've got single-player mode with dual character control. Think outside of the box, less reading, more cinematics, engaging original soundtrack. We don't know the price point for this, but there is a free demo available right now, so you can check that out, and it's planned for a release on February 13th. So that will be dropping the same day as Daemon X Machina, so that's something to note as well if you are planning on picking up one or both of those games. Next up, we have Urtuk the Desolation. Urtuk is an open-world tactical turn-based RPG in a low fantasy setting. Guide your band of adventurers through the ruins of an ancient world, recruit new followers, loot the corpses of your fallen foes, and do your best to survive in this harsh and unforgiving realm. This is a game that has a great look to it. The look reminds me a lot of a game like Darkest Dungeon. I'm sure from a gameplay standpoint it'll be quite a bit different, but it's a survival RPG with a focus on combat and open world exploration in a dark fantasy setting, turn-based tactically rich combat on large maps with multiple environmental factors and a carefully crafted class and skill system, procedurally generated survival campaign, extract character upgrades directly from your fallen enemies. All graphical assets are hand-drawn from characters, monsters, and objects to the world and battlefield. You can already tell that the game looks awesome, so that is really great. Urtuk the Desolation is scheduled to be released on February 14th, so definitely a game you should have on your radar. And lastly, we have Darksburg. Darksburg is a fast-paced cooperative action game where you're going to traverse the streets of the world of Darksburg as an unlikely band of survivors, or you can lurk in the darkness as the devious revenant. Challenge friends and foes in an over-the-top struggle against overwhelming odds. Assume the role of one of the heroic survivors, or if you're feeling particularly nefarious, join the ranks of the devious revenants, each with their own unique skills and personalities, and master their abilities in an over-the-top struggle against overwhelming odds. Key features of the game note: master the arts of cooperative gameplay to survive the relentless hordes of infected that have taken over Darksburg, explore a number of zombie-infested locales with different objectives and gameplay modes, including the infamous and unforgiving Last Stand, manage limited resources and master each survivor's unique skills to prevail, take control of the revenants and rid them out of town of those troublesome survivors, challenge yourself and your team with the highest difficulty levels for even greater reward, and improve and personalize your favorite survivors with items and unlockable skills. Looks like a pretty interesting title, and it does have online PvP and online co-op, of course, so that's definitely going to add a layer to the game, and it will be hitting early access on February 12th, so I wanted to give that game some shine as well. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, all of these games are coming out very soon. We don't know the exact release date of Sense, but it was labeled around the same area as these other titles, and that usually means the release window would be around around there, so we'll see how that turns out. But I think a game like Sense looks awesome. Wasteland Remastered should be great. Daemon X Machina, excited to see that make the transition to PC. Just hope it's a good port, and a couple of those other games look like really solid titles that maybe you won't pick up right away, but if they come out in a humble bundle or something like that, hey, I talked about it and you guys could be excited for it that way. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.